All right. Shalom.
Shalom.
Of course, before we begin, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone, the men who rule well, the men who taught us his truth. All right. And a sincere Shalom, Barak, and peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. All right. So, basically, Lord willing, the title of this lesson is going to be Prove Thy Soul. And that's inspired from Sirach, the 37th chapter. All right, the precepts we're going to start off with. So, go ahead, bro.
This is the Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 37 and 27. It says, "My son, prove thy soul in thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. For all things are not profitable unto men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything."
Khan. And we're going to get the verse 27. All right. We'll go into that word on the Edom Online, the word prove. All right. It says late 12th century, to try, test, evaluate, demonstrate, show, convince, put to the test. And that's the point. All right. So basically to test, thy soul and thy life. All right. And see what is evil for it. Because in this truth, for example, there's, speaking about this truth more, speaking in this truth, man, there's certain things that we can and cannot do. Now, we're speaking about the things that we are allowed to do, the things that aren't sin. All right, as far as an example would be, a pastime like playing video games or watching a TV show on Netflix or drinking and things of that nature. Those are things that are lawful, right? But like it says here, prove thy soul and thy life and see what is evil for it, because there's certain things that certain brothers won't be able to do because it might be evil unto them. All right. For example, let's say, a common one would be drinking. Sometimes there's people out there who can't handle that. They can't handle drinking a little or even drinking a lot. So that if they can't handle that, that would be evil to them. So it's best for, to cut that out, Did you want to say something?
Actually, yeah, because I just want to add, even the Apostle Ramblab, he recently, he said to young brothers, just such as ourselves, to be yourself. Don't try to mimic or try to don't try to mimic a brother that may be into certain things. And just because you see that, you might think, I gotta force myself to do that, and force myself to like it, so to speak. But that's not really. The thing is, if you personally find that evil or just uncomfortable, then it's not for you. That the Lord said, we have many different offices. Every brother is diverse in their own way. So brother's not gonna like the same thing another brother does. And it can range from many things. Like the brother mentioned, different hobbies. Going out to grab a drink. You gotta know a brother. A different brother is diverse. A different brother has different personalities. But like the Lord said, we're all of one body.
Yeah, because some for some brothers, let's say for example, watching too many shows or TV shows might be not good for him at that moment. Because we have a lot of bad habits that we built up. And at the time, there's a certain season where you might not be able to do certain things. You might not be able to indulge because you still haven't found that balance to be able to not overindulge in things that aren't sin, so to speak. All right, so read verse 28 again.
Yeah, again, Sirach 30.
No, start from 27.
Okay, Sirach 37 and 27. It says, "My son, prove thy soul."
Yeah, so test thy soul in thy life. All right, let's prove. We went into that in Edom Online. Go ahead.
It says, "And see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it."
Yeah, so quick example. If you feel like if you can't handle drinking hard drink, let's say strong drink too well, then hey, if you really can't handle it, then it's best not to do it. All right? That's just one example. That might be evil unto you, all right? If you drink too much and it just doesn't work out for you, hey, then don't do it. It might not be the season for you to do it right now.
Dealing with certain women.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's another one. That's about mine, Some brothers can handle more than one woman, all right? For some brothers, it's best to not have multiple women at a time, Yeah. So, let me see. Verse 28, what show?
Verse 20, again, verse 28.
Yep.
"For all things are not profitable for all men."
Yep, exactly. What works for one brother might not work for another. That might not be his cup of tea, so to speak, Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, "For all men, neither hath every soul pleasure in everything."
Yeah, so not every single brother is into the exact same thing, Yep. Some might find pleasure, in one thing, and another brother might not,
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and go to the next one.
Yeah, this is Romans 7:18.
Mm-hmm.
For I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
Yep, because in our flesh there's nothing that dwells. It doesn't. Nothing good dwells within our flesh, within our members. All right. There's plenty of bad habits and different things. Procrastination. Different. That's just one example. That there's nothing good that dwells in the flesh, man. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not.
Yeah, exactly. To like Apostle Paul saying, to do what is good, he can't do it. In some cases, it says to do that. It says how to perform that which is good I find not. Then that's the battle, knowing that in our flesh, dwells nothing good. Our flesh has plenty of bad habits, right? And our job is to cut those bad habits off, all right, to the best of our ability. Our best bet is to the only thing we can do is to walk in the Spirit, all right, and that's where the battle is. That's the whole point. That's where the battle is, all right, to walk in the Spirit, to not give into those not give in too much to the flesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That, if I can add, that goes into self-restraint. Temperance, being self-disciplined.
Yeah, exactly. Because the reason why I brought out Sirach, to prove thy soul, to try thy soul, prove thy soul. All right, is because we're gonna have to deal with the fleshly things. All right, we can't, like one of the brothers told me once, man. We can't be monks. We can't be in our room, locked up, studying all day, every day, and we only leave to go to camp. We can't do that. We have to do fleshly things. We have to, feed the flesh to an extent, but the majority of the time we have to be trying to walk in the Spirit. Okay, so
you can't be really righteous.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because Salaki, I was just gonna say, because that's the thing though. We're gonna have to prove. We're gonna have to prove our soul. We're gonna have to try things out. All right, because that's how we grow. That's where the growth comes in.
Okay. You gonna get something?
Nah, go ahead.
This quick precept. This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Yep. Yeah, because there's basically there's the time to every purpose. I know I can say me personally, when I first came in, there was a lot of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't sit there or watch Netflix. I couldn't drink alcohol at all because those things I wasn't able to put a limit onto those things. So I had to learn to, and besides, when you first come in, you have that strong zeal. You don't even want to do anything anyway, other than study and read the scriptures and watch videos. But I know at first, it was hard for me to, me personally, speaking from my personal experience, it was hard to keep a balance. And there was a season in time where I wasn't doing much fleshly things at all. So go ahead.
Yeah, I got some. Skipping to verse 4. It says, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
No, go ahead.
This is the point right here. Verse 5. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. If I could just say, that's kind of the point. Is the Lord always has a plan with balance. The thing is, the Lord makes you experience things on the worldly side, to even complain righteously. I remember the brother from this camp mentioned that. How are you gonna speak on righteousness and speak towards speak adverse to wickedness if you haven't experienced it, if you haven't been around it to even complain about it?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. But hey, like the scripture said, that to everything there is a season. All right, there's gonna be seasons where you fulfill the lust of the flesh to a certain degree, to a certain point. But then there's gonna be also that season where you don't fulfill the flesh as much. So let's go ahead and get back to Romans 7:21.
This is Romans 7 and 21. It says, I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
And this is Apostle Paul speaking, all right? And when you read this chapter, he's speaking about basically, the flesh and then, the spirit, okay? So go ahead. In this particular part that we're reading.
Verse 22, it says, for I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man. But I see another law in my members.
Yep, Salakia, 1 second. Read verse 21 again, Salak.
Yep, again, Romans 7 and 21. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
Go ahead.
For I delight in the law of the Most High after the inward man.
Yeah, after the inward man, your spirit, not your flesh. All right, that's our spirit is what's righteous. All right, our flesh, our abode, which our spirit dwells in this flesh. That's where the wickedness lies. That's where even, let's not say just wickedness, but also that's where eventually it becomes evil if you do too much if you overindulge in the fleshly lusts, man. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
verse 23.
Verse 20. Yeah, verse 23.
Mm-hmm.
But I see another law in my members.
Yep, he said, I see another law in my members, talking about his flesh. Go ahead.
But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
Yeah, so within our sin, Salakia, within our members is where the sin is at, all right? Because what did we read earlier? Apostle Paul said in verse 18, he said, for I know that in me, in Romans 7 and 18, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing.
Our members.
Yeah, and our members doesn't dwell anything good, man. All right, so you might think, when you don't, Salakia, you might think that, I'm not going to do this for too long. I'm not going to watch TV for too long, but then you do end up doing that. That's just a common example that I'm using from my personal experience with what I'm learning now.
Oh, you're listening to music.
Right, exactly. Yeah, or listening to music. You might think, I'm just going to listen to a little bit of something, And then next thing you know, you're spending way too much time into that, man. That was giving into to the law of that was giving into your members too much.
Yeah,
all right?
Yeah, it can become a demon.
Exactly.
Because at first it might not seem like that, but if it gets into the way of the truth, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get to Galatians.
Come.
5 and 16. Did you want to bring out Matthew's?
No. This is
Okay.
Galatians 5 and 16.
All right.
This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh.
There you go. And how do you walk in the Spirit? You read the scriptures. You watch videos. You listen to the brothers. All right. You get with brothers. You do videos. You study. All right. You get into the scriptures. You pray. You fast. Most importantly, of course, prayer. All right.
Even when the flesh don't want to.
Yep, exactly. Even when the flesh doesn't want to. All right. And the flesh, most of the time, it doesn't want to. Kind of how the flesh. Quick example how comparing it to athletes. All right. A lot of people who are athletic, man, they'll tell you that they don't really feel like exercising, but they have to push themselves to do it. All right. And we of course, the Lord puts that zeal within us to want to go and do it. So majority of the time we do that. We get up and we want to go study. We want to go read. Hey, but some days the flesh presses down on the spirit, man. It doesn't want to sometimes, So go to verse 17.
Yeah, verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit.
You see how the scripture just said that? It said, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit. All right, go ahead.
And the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would.
Exactly. But we know that we have to just walk in the spirit to not fulfill the lust of the flesh. All right? But now we know how to fight the battle. Okay? Because that is the battle, the flesh versus the spirit. Right? That's the biggest battle that we have to face. Okay?
Yeah, the condition.
Exactly. That's the condition, of the battle. All right? So, hey, walk in the spirit and you won't fulfill the lust of the flesh, man. And you have to prove your soul regardless, all right? Because we can't, just be in the spirit 100% of the time, all right? Our bodies can't handle that, So, hey, remember, prove thy soul and hey, have that balance, all right? So with that, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the men who rule well. All right, and a sincere shalom waba barakim to the elect of Israel. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.